Good morning students. Now today we will study about chapter number 4, that is materials, that is metals and non-metals. First of all we will study about what is the name of the chapter that indicates materials. In materials it includes metals and non-metals. But material means what? First of all, materials means that is thing. How material is formed? That is a matter. Matter means what? That is anything which occupies space and mass. कि सपोज जो भी ऑब्जेक्ट है वो स्पेस ऑक्यूपाई करता है. मीन्स सपोज दिस वन बुक इज लाइंग ऑन द टेबल. अब मुझे ये हटाना भी नहीं है और इसी जगह पे मुझे दूसरी चीज़ रखनी है. ये हटेगी भी नहीं और इसी जगह पे मुझे दूसरी चीज़ रखनी है. क्या मैं रख पाऊंगी? नो. इट मीन्स दिस इज कॉल्ड, दैट इज थिंग विच ऑक्यूपाइज स्पेस and has mass is called matter. For example, this table, chair, benches which are lying in the class, they all occupy space, that is called as matters. Then what is an element? Element is a substance which cannot be split up into two or more simpler substance. Element means what? कि वो एक simple substance है, उसको हम दो simple substance में divide कर सकते नहीं है. That is called element. Which are the examples of element? That is iron, oxygen, magnesium. These all are the examples of elements. Now elements is also divided into two, that is metals and non-metals, and the third one is metalloids. What are metals? Metals are hard and shiny in appearance. They are, the examples are iron, copper, tin, gold. What are non-metals? They are dull in appearance and they are not so hard. Which are the examples of non-metals? They are sulfur, phosphorus, hydrogen, oxygen. And now what is metalloids? That is the elements which having the certain properties of metal and some properties of non-metal. मतलब कई properties metals की भी है and non-metals की भी है. Both are there. They are called as metalloids. Now what are metals, non-metals and metalloids? For detail we can see in the video.
Materials, metals and non-metals. If we look around us, we can see a large number of materials or things of different shapes, sizes and textures. Anything which occupies space and has mass is called matter. For example, book, air, plant and human beings. We can divide matter into pure substances, element and compound and mixture. Element is a substance which cannot be split up into two or more simpler substances by usual chemical methods of applying heat, light and electric energy. Iron, oxygen, magnesium, etc. are examples of elements. Elements can be classified into metals and non-metals. Metals, iron, copper, tin, gold, etc. are metals. In general, metals are hard and shiny in appearance. Non-metals, sulfur, phosphorus, etc. are non-metals. In general, they are not so hard. Most of them have a dull appearance.
The next topic is properties of metals and non-metals. First of all, we will study about the physical properties of metals and non-metals. Which are the physical properties of metals and non-metals? That is physical state, malleability and brittleness, ductility, luster, conductivity of heat, hardness, density, tensile strength, conductivity of electricity. This all, sonority, melting and boiling point, this all are called as physical properties of metals and non-metals. For this detailed explanation that I will show you in video.
Physical properties of metals and non-metals. Physical state. Most of the metals are solids at room temperature. Mercury is the only metal known to occur in liquid state in nature. Non-metals are generally solids or gases. Non-metals like sulfur, phosphorus, carbon are solids. Non-metals like hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen are gaseous. Malleability and brittleness. The property which allows the metals to be hammered into thin sheets or foils is called malleability. Most of the metals are malleable. The property due to which non-metals, if in solid state, break up into pieces on hammering is called brittleness. Malleability and brittleness. Activity 1. To show that metals are malleable and non-metals are brittle. Things needed: small pieces of aluminium, copper, iron, coal, pencil lead, sulfur, a block of iron and a hammer. Method: we take a piece of aluminium metal, place it on a block of iron and beat it. With a hammer, we must take care that we do not hurt our fingers while hammering. We find that the piece of aluminium metal turns into a thin aluminium sheet without breaking at all. Similarly, we observe copper and iron also flatten due to hammering and turn into thin sheets without breaking at all. However, the coal piece, pencil lead and sulfur piece broke into smaller pieces and then formed powder when beaten with a hammer. Conclusion: metals like aluminium, copper and iron can be turned into sheets without breaking when beaten with a hammer. Metals are said to be malleable, whereas non-metals like coal, pencil lead, both are forms of carbon, sulfur, are turned into powder when beaten with a hammer. Non-metals are said to be brittle. Ductility. Most of the metals can be drawn or stretched into thin wires. The property which allows the metals to be drawn into wires is called ductility. Gold and silver are among the best ductile metals. Non-metals are not ductile. Luster. Most metals can be polished and have a shiny surface. This property is called metallic luster. The shiny surface of metals makes them good reflectors of light. Because of their metallic luster, gold, Au, silver, Ag, and platinum, Pt, metals are used for making jewelry and decorative articles. Non-metals cannot be polished like metals. They are dull in appearance. Hardness. Metals are hard due to their ductility and malleability. For example, iron metal is very hard and strong. Due to this, iron metal, in the form of steel, is used in the construction of bridges, railway lines, machines, etc. Non-metals are not hard or strong. They easily break when a large weight is put on them. Only diamond, a form of carbon, is the hardest naturally occurring substance. Conductivity of electricity. To show that metals are good conductors of electricity and non-metals are poor conductors of electricity. Things needed: an electric cell, an electric bulb, a key, connecting wires, copper piece, aluminium piece, iron nail, coal piece, sulfur piece. Method: we make an electric tester by connecting a cell, an electric bulb, a key and connecting wires to test whether electricity can pass through an object or not. We connect an iron nail in the circuit. We will notice that electric bulb glows. We will notice that the electric bulb also glows in case of materials made of aluminium and copper. We We connect a coal piece in the circuit. We notice that the electric bulb does not glow. Similarly, the bulb does not glow in case of sulfur also. Conclusion. Metals like iron, copper and aluminium are good conductors of electricity. Non-metals like coal and sulfur are poor conductors of electricity. All the metals are good conductors of electricity. Silver metal is the best conductor of electricity. Sonority. The property of producing a ringing sound by metals when they are struck with a hard material is called sonority. Solid non-metals do not make a ringing sound.
So today we have studied about this many topics that you have understood, and further topics will be shown you in the next video. Thank you students. Thank you very much.